You know, I was born and raised in South Chicago, literally between the bullets of two rival notorious gangs, in a single-parent home with 14 siblings, sharing a bed with 4 others for many years, going winters without major utilities. Yes, it was relative poverty, but one thing we did have was love. We didn't know we were that poor. I remember one day my brother came home. He was one of the leaders of the disciples, and we knew which side of the tracks we didn't need to be on. And he would always look me in my eye and say, "Sis, you're not gonna go down the road I went down. You're gonna be somebody." He spoke life into me. And I remember one day, we were coming home from my sister's house after a cold winter. We had no electricity. No heat, but electricity. We turned a corner after walking 5 miles. And when we turned that corner, our house was up in flames. We had lost it due to an electrical fire. And for the next 1 year, we moved 10 times off of the remnants of the American Red Cross, sleeping on cots and using small amount of toiletries. But I had one dream, and that was to be a professional basketball player. So I bounced my ball every single day because I knew my ticket out of the ghetto was becoming a professional basketball player to save my family and rescue them. But you know what? God had other plans for my life, which was great, but it kept me going. It kept me having hope in my heart. And one day, with just $100 in cash and a few food stamps, my family moved north to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and there was when I was radically saved, and I had a very radical, powerful conversion in Jesus. And from that day, I'm not here to preach, y'all. I'm just sharing my life. These are facts. And from that day, I knew that God had birthed something inside of me that was destined for greatness. I just didn't know that path. So I'm in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'm doing everything that I was taught to do. Find mentors, find coaches, go to school, get a great education, graduate. I became the first in my family to graduate and go to college. This was a girl that repeated the 6th grade and missed many months of school because of Chicago school strikes. I advanced through 4 years of a Christian education at Bethel University, went on to get a master's degree, graduated with honors. And then I thought that a career in social work and juvenile adjudication was my path, but it was just the beginning of the plan that God had for me. Something happened when I was playing college basketball. I hit the professional level, and I went down with a career-ending injury. Fast forward, years later, I'm in Oklahoma City, and I meet a couple from our church who takes me to Dallas, Texas, where I was introduced to that purple stuff called OPC3, and an amazing company called Market America. My life has not been the same ever since. It was like the windows of heaven opened in my life. I don't have very much time, but I do want to take a moment to thank you, Lauren, JR, Jim, Mark, and the entire corporate team for resurrecting and awakening my dreams in my life and rescuing my team. You know, I had gone through many years of education, 18 years, advanced degrees, higher education, and I reached a point in my life where I was asking myself, is this it? Is this the pinnacle of life? Is this the highest elevation? I said, God, there has to be something more. There has to be something greater. And I tell you, when I really felt it was when I was sitting in a nosebleed section years ago in this auditorium with a ticket in my hand. And I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, my why, my life enlightened. See, Mark Twain said, there are 2 important days of your life: the day you were born and the day that you find out why. That day in the nosebleed section, I found out why. It changed my destiny forever. So you have three types of people. A very close mentor, powerful, got into my personal space one day, and he said, Trina, there are posers, there are amateurs, and there are professionals. Posers look the part, maybe dress the part, but you know what? They're not real, they're counterfeit. They don't mean to be, but they don't really know how to operate in their own body. They're in someone else's bodysuit. And then he said there are amateurs. He said they are pursuing life, they're pursuing something. They just know they have to go through that process, right, Lauren? But you know what, though? They're on their way. Then there are professionals. Where are my professionals? Professionals have a healthy disrespect for the impossible. Professionals sacrifice. They are resilient. They persevere. They eat problems for lunch. And they don't complain, and they speak life. Right, David? If you are a professional, and if you're on the fence as an amateur, and I know this sounds redundant, but it's redundant in a great way. If we do not have our 3 tickets to Miami, I really don't know if I believe you or not. But if you are on that fence, you want to become a professional, let me see your hand. Take a leap of faith and stand up. And make sure you get your phones out with your credit card and purchase those tickets. But I tell you one thing, it is going to change your life. Because you know what? To the world, you may be one person. But to that one person you buy that ticket for, you just may be the world. Thank you. I love you too. I have a couple of more seconds. I just want to say this feels like my living room. I feel like I have 25,000 new homes I can go to right now and eat their food. Oh, I like collard greens and hot water cornbread, just in case you want my menu. But we really are one team, one dream. I love my team Beast Mode, though. I love my team Market America. And I love my global team. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your time and your attention, and God bless you.